Then you have inferential. Inferential is based on evidence, reason, and data. And then you have observational. Observational evidence is based on self-explanatory, based on
what you're able to see and experience and touch.
Observation. But then you have all these different sorts of observational evidence. You have intersubjective observational evidence, you have intrasubjective observational evidence, and you have intersubjective observational evidence. We could probably get into, if we have time, on another episode. Then you have personal empirical evidence, you have interpersonal empirical evidence, and you have intrapersonal empirical evidence. So you have theoretical, we have inferential, we have empirical, then we have subjective evidence based self-explanatory, based on personal experience, and we have objective evidence, which is based on sort of impersonal evidence that exists exclusively and independent of any personal views or ideology. And then we have anecdotal. What is anecdotal, which is considered at the bottom of the chains of evidence, which could be true or false or hearsay. So you have theoretical, we have inferential, we have empirical, we have subjective, we have objective, and we have anecdotal. They all kind of differ. So what is theoretical evidence? A collection of propositions that illustrates the principles of a subject. Well, then you need to get into it, like, what is a proposition?
Right.
What is a premise? What is a syllogism? Right. No, premise and proposition is a whole different subject by itself, because when you look at lexicographers' publication of the word premise, premise by definition is a previous statement or proposition in which another is inferred. So why is a premise and a proposition used interchangeably when they are mutually exclusive definition, right? And it turns out the reason for this is because one of the inefficiency of linguistic models is lexicographers' inability to decipher the ambiguous nature of language, because a premise is ambiguous and a proposition is ambiguous.
It's a big job being a lexicographer.